animal care and adoption center in the city of Fort Worth. My name's Tony Hiller, and I'm one of the superintendents here. And this is Kay. She's with one of our rescues. She's one of our big partners. She rescues out a lot of animals, and she helps us with transport.
I love her. I've been filming her since what, November? And as soon as we met, we actually liked each other. Nobody ever likes us, okay? So we like each other. And now we like you. Now we like you.
I like you, Kay.
There you go. Well, I was actually here a couple of years ago, and we rescued, or we helped rescue about 67 dogs that were in your code red, and I've been wanting to come back. So I appreciate the fact that you guys invited me back.
Well, thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
Okay. Well, the last time I was in, I was so surprised about the numbers. Okay, you guys have a huge intake. Tell everybody what your intake is.
Our intake varies some, but typically we're going to take in about 14,000 dogs and cats every year.
Wow. Okay, and what is your, I call it your save numbers.
Well, the save numbers are, like most people call it, our live release rate. So last year, our live release rate was 91.3, and currently this year we're at 90.5.
Wow, those are really, really good numbers. Considering the intake, I film in cities with a lot of smaller intakes, and they're just fine. So I don't know what you guys are doing. So I went online, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to film you guys again. You guys have a couple of programs that really caught my attention. Your foster program, because when you have numbers like this, and you know, I don't know how many kennels you have as far as space is concerned, but if we do the numbers, you guys are moving some dogs and some cats. Okay, so I think a lot of it has to do with your foster program.
Well, I think the foster program, and I'm really thankful for the foster program, because the foster program is just citizens that are volunteering their time to maybe help a dog that's got a little behavior issue, or maybe a dog that is sick and maybe needs treatment outside of the shelter. Even though we have and operate our own, essentially, animal clinic for our own animals, it still helps to get dogs out in a nice, comfortable environment. And our foster program is really split into two separate groups.
Okay.
So the first group is the traditional foster that everybody does. It's long-term fostering. The dog may be with someone for several months or several weeks at the very least. The other one is we're doing a short-term fostering, because one of the things I'm focusing for live release rate, we realized that we have lots of dogs. There are other parts of the country that don't have a lot of dogs, and they want dogs. So rather than them going out and purchasing dogs, we're using a transport, which is one of the things we partner with Kay on. And so we have a short-term foster program to where it's foster for transport. So where they foster the animal for 2 to 3 weeks, and then the animal's gone. And then in another week, that person gets another dog, and it's 2 to 3 weeks, and then they're gone. And so it's quite a bit of going on with the short-term fostering.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And with Kay, I know that she's transported quite a few dogs. That's how we met, with 2 black labs out of Lindale, Texas. It helps that she's OCD. You could eat out of her transport. They're so comfortable. I love this. She was like, I'm a little OCD. I was like, I love it. I love it.
I think you're making Kay a little uncomfortable right now.
Oh, no.
Don't tell my secrets.
No, I have to. I talk about everything.
Hey, quit leaning out of the camera.
I know. She's like, she's pulling out. Look, I walked through her transport, her rig, and I thought, wow. I mean, it smelled great, and it was super clean. Yeah, it was super clean. It had air conditioning. I think the heater was on that day. I loved it. What better way than to get your dogs out of here safely than with her?
Sure. And a lot of parts of the country, like the Northeast and the Northwest, they don't have enough dogs to meet the demand. And so it's a great partnership that we have with the receiving organizations in the Northwest and Northeast that take our dogs. And it's a great partnership we have with the transporters that help us as well. And so I think it's a good thing. The dogs are getting a new life. Sometimes I wonder about the Texas dogs, and they're going up to these areas where there's actually rain and trees. And so that's probably a little bit of a shock for them. And snow, most of the dogs we transport are large dogs, and by and large dogs love snow. And they are, descended from wolves after all, and the wolves live where snow is for the most part. So I think
Well,
they.
I'm not a
they-
wolf because I can't handle it.
Yeah.
I'm Latin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
You're from Cuba. I understand not handling snow.
No, no,
so-
we never saw snow down there. Kind of sand, kind of looked like it if you kind of squinted. Now, you also have a community outreach program. Tell me about
Yeah,
that.
our community outreach program right now is we do a lot of the traditional things. We'll set up information booths. We'll go and sometimes talk to schools. We'll go and talk to neighborhood association meetings, HOA meetings, those types of things. But we're beginning to adopt and use a lot of the methods and methodology from the Pets for Life program, which is an
Okay.
I believe it's HSUS program.
Okay.
And what it is it's focusing on animals staying with their owners rather than coming into the shelter.
Good.
And so how you do that is that you go and talk to them. There's a lot of walking the streets, a lot of outreach. We have a partner that provides low cost and sometimes free spay neuter,
Good.
and they actually have a mobile unit. So 2 weeks ago, we actually did a free vaccine clinic for the neighborhood that we're working with right now.
Wow.
And we also, with our partner, did 25 surgeries in their spay neuter vehicle.
Wow.
So we walked the neighborhood a couple of weeks prior. We let everybody know what was going on. We handed out dog foods. We got a tremendous gift in dog food a few months ago. We got 156 pallets, not
my
cases,
Lord.
pallets of canned dog food. So one of the things we're doing is we're going out and talking to people at their own homes, is we're taking some of this food with us, and hey, let's be friends. Oftentimes in this business, it's an adversarial relationship,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, that's part of the enforcement because we still do enforcement as well.
Sometimes you have
But
to.
this is a new program to where we're focusing on helping people keep their animals at home, and on top of that, improving the overall health inside that
The quality
home.
of life
The
of the
quality of
dog.
life of those dogs.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the fact that you guys are actually basically going door to door. It sounds like in some places, right?
We are going door to door.
Well, it connects you to, it connects you to your citizens, your taxpayers, but it also connects you to those animals so that you can,
Well, sure, because door to door, we're just people.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've got the nice blue uniform on or whatever else, but when you're actually going to door, it's just two people talking. And
Yeah.
two people talking, for the most part, is how the world works
Yeah.
and how you get things done.
Yeah. Well, I love that. I think that's awesome. And I think that's a big difference. Now, if somebody wanted to donate money, is there a way to donate money to the shelter?
Sure.
How do they do that? Because you've got some really good programs. I would think that people would want to be a part of it.
We do accept donations, and donations are kept separate in a lot of ways from
Okay.
the regular city budgets. So anything that is donated to us is going to go to us and go to use for
So
special
they can walk
projects.
in and do it, or
They
can
can walk into it. We also had it set up for online for a while, and I'm not sure if it's set up. But if you're in the city of Fort Worth, every year we
Yeah.
do a water bill insert where we ask for donations. So, and everybody that has water, and so all the households in Fort Worth actually get the donation slip in their water bill, and we solicit donations. It pays for things like, if you've noticed when you're walking around the shelter, we have a lot of play yards, and we firmly
Yes.
believe in a dog needs to go outside and get some outside time rather than being inside in a kennel all the time.
Okay.
And some of the play yards have actually been paid for through donations.
I love that.
So as well as we have a couple of very active partners. One of them is Cowtown Goes to the Dogs.
Okay.
It is actually run by the widow of the man that the shelter is named after. Her name's Brenda Silcox, and she's actually in her foundation have donated the overhead covers and everything to,
Wow.
because we're Texas, you're gonna have protection from the sun for the dogs.
Yeah,
And so the big
yeah.
metal overhead protection, she's actually donated it. But anybody who wants to donate can either contact us,
Okay.
typically email is going to be best,
Okay.
or go to our website, and there's lots of numbers there. And we did have it set up for a while where we could take donations, but
Okay.
the city's redoing its website now, so I'm going to warn everybody who's watching
Yeah.
that it may not totally be set up right now. So,
But that's a really easy way to at least
really
be a part of
easy
the
way.
solution.
And we have a one number system, and so that number is 817-392-1234. And so if they have any questions, they can call, and if they're interested in donating, they can also call.
Or they can call you direct.
Well,
I got a cell
try,
Are you gonna pass that? Are we gonna put his cell phone on there?
Trust me, the 1234 number.
It's an easier-
It's easier to remember, and they actually end up with me a lot of times anyway, so
Oh,
it's
there you
okay.
Now, do you guys have a clinic inside here?
Yes, we have a spay-neuter clinic, and we provide spay-neuter services for our animals.
Okay.
So, and that's important on controlling the population. So, like most organizations, when a dog comes in, and once it passes its 4-day hold period in Fort Worth,
And you guys are keeping it 4 days instead of 72, or you're keeping it?
some dogs we're keeping for several months, because
Okay.
our job is to find the dog a new home.
Wow.
And so.
I'm in love with you guys. I'm like, wow.
That's why the play yards help.
Yeah.
Because very similar to your house, the dog recognizes this as their home. They get
Yeah.
to go outside and hang out with their buddies, and then come back in.
Yeah, you just made me
So-
happy. I'm like, I'm happy over here. Can you tell Ginger? I'm happy.
All right.
He's telling me this,
And-
and this
and-
is great news for
In
me.
in a lot of ways, our staff are like an Uber driver. Okay, they pick you up at your house, they take you outside to go party with your buddies, and then they come back in. So and
You guys are providing that for animals. I love
yeah.
it.
So we do that, and then but our spay-neuter clinic is for our use only.
So
in
it's
other
not
words,
for the
It's
public.
not for the public. Now, we do have a couple of great partnerships with Texas Coalition for
Okay.
Animal Protection and the Spay-Neuter Network,
Okay.
and they provide the low-cost services for the city of Fort
Has
Worth.
the city of Fort Worth ever, I mean, are you guys looking at a mandatory spay-neuter microchip ordinance or something similar?
We have a mandatory spay-neuter ordinance already. We've had it for a number of years.
How come no one's talked about this?
And if your animal is required to be spay-neutered in Fort Worth, if it's not, say it's an AKC or
Yeah.
something like that, there's a rather lengthy but short process
Okay.
for an intact pet permit. And so
Okay.
what it is, it's an additional license, and a license that dog's intact, it's registered with the city, we know that it's intact, and those types of
So really,
issues.
when your people are out in the field, they can scan the dog, then more than likely, they're gonna return the dog if it's microchipped.
We actually have a return to owner in the field program, so
Yeah.
if the dog is microchipped, and we have a proposed ordinance going in May to require mandatory microchipping in the city of Fort Worth.
Okay.
Microchipping or a tattoo.
Okay.
And so a permanent
I got a tattoo.
identification, so.
I don't know where it's gonna
So
get me
it's
back
that-
to.
Where's it gonna, if I scan your tattoo, is it
Yeah,
gonna go back
yeah,
to, yeah, is it gonna go back to your,
But those numbers should go up out on the field.
yes.
Because right now, like Waco has a 66% return out in the field. And they have spay, neuter, microchip mandatory. And I know that I think Tyler does about 30%, 30 to 33% back in the field. Those dogs never
Yeah.
even hit the shelter, which
And
is
we-
perfect.
And we anticipate that going up. So we're returning, I believe last year we returned over 2,000 dogs to their home.
Wow.
So it's important.
Now-
The dogs never make it here,
Yeah.
and we're even starting to microchip in the field. So the officers are actually, if it's a dog that we caught, there's no microchip, we talk to the owners and
Just
then
do it right there.
and do it right there. and
Does-
then
how much
it's
does it
registered in the
cost?
system. A typical, we charge $12.
Okay. Okay.
And so, $12 for a microchip.
Well, it's a heck of a lot less than some of my, some of the microchipping I've done with a vet. It was like $100.
And if you want to bring your own private dog in here,
Uh-huh.
we'll microchip your dog for $12.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now,
Anybody can come to the shelter.
Anybody can come to the shelter and get a microchip for $12.
Wonderful.
okay, what about other vaccinations? Just for your dogs, nothing else to the public?
Nothing else to the public, but one of our partners,
We-
TCAP,
Okay.
comes every Tuesday
Oh,
at 6 o'clock, and we have a vaccination clinic every week.
wow. You guys kind of have your stuff together.
A little bit,
Am I going to have to give you credit for that?
yeah, maybe.
Ah, I like that. I like that. Okay,
I got
we're
a quick
going to,
question.
okay, we're going to take a quick break right now.
Well, let me, before we do that.
Okay.
Quick question. On your foster program, so people are aware, because I have a lot of people come to our organization and say, well, what is it entitled? What am I investing into this? And like our program, they don't have to invest nothing but the house and loving the animal. What do you offer to your fosters? Food, bedding,
You are a house and loving the animals in our foster program.
And then you
Okay, so
provide-
we have donated food that we give. Because it is a Fort Worth animal, we're going to provide for the medical care If it's something that we can't provide, we have a lot of people who donate and can help provide for some of the costs. Not always, I mean, if it's an extensive surgery, but the foster's not going to be responsible for that. It's our animals, so we're going to be responsible for incurring what costs that we can do with what we can do through primarily a spay-neuter clinic. So essentially, we're going to give you, we have donated bedding, so if you need a bed, we can get you a bed. We have donated crates sometimes. If we have them available, we can get you a crate. The food is taken care of and the medical is taken care of. So all they need to do is they just need to love the dog and take it to their house and give it a place to live.
Like we call it, we get them prepped for their forever home. It's the second step out of the shelter environment into a home where a lot of times they'll potty train them within the 2 weeks if they weren't, if they're younger, and teach them, crate, and set them on a schedule. Okay, that's why I wanted to, because we have people ask us all the time, whether they
Sure, and then our rescues, so our rescue partners, we rescue out animals to 501Cs, and they're going to come most of the time fully vetted, microchipped, spay-neutered, and being seen by a veterinarian. And so, and we don't charge for rescues also. So essentially, if you're a 501c rescue organization, you're getting a spay-neutered and vaccinated dog for free from the city of Fort Worth.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And with that, I got to take a real quick break, guys. We're going to come back and we're going to meet some dogs that we're going to feature, and we'll keep talking a little bit more. Cat Lloyd, Papa LCB, we'll be right back, guys. Okay. That was excellent. We had a nice